Hello dear friends, welcome to the Interrupter podcast. First of all, my apologies that there was a bit of a break for the podcast. That's why today we have a very special guest, Franke, Pharoah, my good friend and brother and musician and singer. And yeah, I'm very excited to talk to him today. Franke, welcome to the Interrupter podcast.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that.
So yeah, the idea is also to introduce you to a wider audience.
Right.
So maybe you can explain to us like a little bit, how did you get into music? How did it all start?
I get into music. Oh my God. Well, as a child, I discovered I had a voice. I studied piano lessons as a child. Unfortunately, didn't keep up the piano lessons because I really wish I could play now. But my piano teacher had a great voice. She was the star of the church, and she played fabulous piano, and she had a fabulous voice. So I was totally inspired by her early on. Yeah.
So you were also doing gospel in the church? Or?
No, I wasn't. I mean, I was in the church. I obviously heard the gospel, and because later years I realized how much of an influence the gospel had on me. But I never sang in church.
All right.
Although in the last 5 years I've sung in church. But never in the younger days, no.
Can you tell us, Franke, because you actually sang with Marvin Gaye, didn't you?
I did sing with Marvin Gaye.
Oh, we need a story here.
Oh my God, let me tell you. I was in LA. I went to an audition, as you do, in LA. And I didn't really, I'm not sure if I knew the audition was for him. I must have maybe known.
Yeah.
But yeah, so he had these guys that worked with him. They were real sort of what I would call sort of ghetto types, like Detroit ghetto types, because he kind of had a weakness for that, so they could always get around. So they auditioned me, and they came back to me in my best ghetto voice. Well, man, we like your voice, but we don't know if you write for Marvin's image. And I'm looking at them like, what the hell are you trying to say? Some kind of way it got back to Marvin, and Marvin's attitude was, let me hear him for myself.
So he wanted to
hear
actually listen to you himself.
He wanted to listen to himself. I didn't even know he was there. I had no idea that he was there. They took me into another room. He was there. He stood up, said hello, really cool, really down to earth. He sat down in the chair. He put his head down and he said, sing to me.
Wow.
Just like that. And I sang, and he said, I want him. What is what's the big deal? Like, I don't know what y'all talking about, but I want him. It was 4 boys. I wasn't the only boy.
Right.
It was 4 of us. Yeah.
And then you also performed on this big concert, no?
Which one?
Where it was like the stage and the live performance with him, no? Like.
Oh yes. I mean, we did Radio City Music Hall.
Yeah.
7 nights sold out. That's a major place in New York. If you heard of Radio City Music, it's one of the best, well-known places ever.
Nice.
That was incredible, and I learned a lot from him. He also showed me a lot of things.
Yeah.
Told me about phrasing, how you have to think when you're singing certain words, and how you have to make a song. You can sing any song and make that song your song. Sing it your own way, hear it the way you want to hear it.
Nice.
He taught me that.
So he also got you to find your individual style.
Right, totally.
Wow.
I mean, he sat there and showed how he could sing like a standard. Fly me to the moon and let me play amongst the stars. Let me see what spring is like on Moon, Jupiter, and Mars. So you just sing it your own way.
Nice.
Yeah.
And in general, Franke, music, what does it mean for you? I mean, like.
Music is my life.
Yeah.
It's my life.
I love it when you sing. I think your lyrics are always very deep. No, it's always about positive things.
Yeah.
Love and positivity.
Yeah, I wasn't a songwriter, again, early on, but at a certain point, after really doing a lot of meditation, a lot of positive thinking, studying, all the stuff, all of a sudden I started to write. Yeah, I started to hear my own ideas. Yeah.
And what do you think, Franke, when nowadays you see the music industry and you see all the things in the mainstream media, how do you feel about that? I mean, it's very known these days that the music industry can be very brutal, that it also has some dark aspects. Do you think it has to change?
I think it's always been brutal. It's always been dark. But certainly now with social media and I think at a certain point record companies and things like that realized that they had a lot of power. Because I think when they saw the 60s, hippie peace and love movement, and saw how people were coming together, they didn't see people do that before in that way.
Right.
And it's like, we have to really get in there and get a little bit more control of that.
Commercialize, no?
Yes, commercialize it for sure. And if you know some of the greats of that era, they all left, didn't they?
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
For sure. But so you're saying that these days, because everything has become a bit more accessible, musicians have also the chance to put their music out there rather than depending on the big company.
This is great stuff, yes, because everybody does that. Even if you're signed to a major label, you can still do your own productions and then take it to them. Because they don't really do that. They don't really produce or find artists necessarily. They don't invest in that. You've got to have all kinds of and numbers on your social media platform and all that kind of stuff. Yeah. So that part hasn't changed. You still have to get to the public.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm hoping and praying. No, I know that's happening for me right now.
Yeah, exactly. Let's talk about that because I like the way you think about the law of attraction and visualizing and manifesting. And we talked a lot about that over the years, of course. And can you tell us a bit more about that, like your belief system? I can see you really think that if you define your intent, and you follow it up with action, that then everything is possible.
Yeah, well, I think everybody has a destiny. Yeah. You don't always have to follow it, or there's chances that maybe you won't get it. But I think if you're determined like me, then you will definitely connect to it, and it should happen at some point. I mean, it's different for every artist.
Yeah.
I've had to learn that because obviously it's taken me a while. You can ask me how many years later.
but sometimes also that gets you to a point where you can appreciate things more. And also you've seen it all,
Much better. Look, I would never have wanted to struggle as long as I have, but I'm happy about that now because I want my success and I want to enjoy it and make the most of it. If I had it maybe 25 years ago, I wouldn't want to be like. I mean, can I mention names?
Yeah, sure.
I mean, I wouldn't want to be like a poor Amy Winehouse.
Yeah.
Or a Whitney Houston.
Yeah, we talked
or
about
even Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, they were quite young when things happened, and you have to be really equipped.
Yeah.
For all the bits around it.
Yeah, exactly. When the success comes fast and you're very young and inexperienced, often then you fall for like.
Yes, I actually had an astrologer tell me that many years ago.
Oh, yeah.
She said, Frankie, everything is in your chart. I can see that you will reach your place because it's different for every artist.
Yeah.
But she said this is in your chart. But she said I'm telling you, you have the kind of chart where you can't skip any steps. You literally have to go bum, 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 bum. She said, and then you get to your plateau. Again, it's different for every artist. But she said the thing is you'll be there and you will know what you did to get there. That makes you secure. That makes you able to handle everything. She said it's nothing worse than the people who go from there to there really quickly. She said, and they're literally up there like, oh my God, how did I get here?
Yeah.
She said you won't have that fate.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I agree.
In life in general, it's good to really work on yourself and you have a bit of spiritual development.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't dispute her when she said it, and obviously I didn't have the growth that I have now, but I just took it on board what she said and lived with it.
Nice. That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
And yesterday you did this amazing performance, no? The faltering fullback.
Wow.
That was incredible.
The faltering fullback in London, London, Finsbury Park,
The audience was over the moon, no?
Audience was over the moon. The band, we worked, as you know, because you're playing saxophone. We worked very hard, and it all paid off on the night. And I'm so grateful. I'm so thankful. Something really special went on last night.
Oh yes.
Yes.
Absolutely.
No doubt about it.
Wow, and all the musicians and this energy and the magic.
Yeah, and the wonderful people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, it was a special night and absolutely incredible. I will not forget this one.
Thank you so
That's for
much.
sure.
Yeah,
And,
yeah. No, I'm really happy, man.
Wow.
Very, very grateful for it.
Yeah, I think really, Frankie, now is your time. All your songs, like Young Man.
Young Man.
My favorite.
Yeah.
They have so much.
I met
so
a
many
young
good
man who
messages.
had eyes as white as gold. I met a
Yeah.
young man who lived a life he told. I watched a boy become a man with love he could understand. He spoke of street life and gang war and all these things he knew, but Lord knows he still has eyes to see through. I think that's pretty nice of
That's
you.
deep, isn't it?
Yeah,
That's what I
yeah.
love about your music. It's not only beautiful in terms of the music itself and the melodies and the harmonies and the vibe, but it's also the messages, like the lyrics. They're meaningful. They're not like today, very superficial, but instead they really go deep and they also give a very nice positive message.
Yes, and I know that the world needs more of that right now. So I'm right there. I'm not the only one, of course. There are other artists that are ready to do the same thing.
Yeah.
But you're right. That's where we are right now, and that must be where my success comes.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Rather, than coming from a commercial side, but actually to bring something to the table which stands out, which is giving people an idea about love.
Yes.
And loving themselves and tolerance.
Yeah, because I'm telling you, I don't sing little boy, little girl, grow up and make baby songs.
Yeah.
That's not me.
Yeah.
No, I mean somebody else has got to talk about something different.
Yeah, of
There's
course.
plenty of that.
Yes.
That's okay. That's
Yes.
okay. I understand that.
Yeah.
But I don't do that. No.
I agree. Sometimes you feel like 80% of songs are about love only, and that's a bit one-dimensional.
No, that's very one-dimensional. Yes. Little boy, little girl, grow up and make baby songs. No, I don't do those.
Absolutely. I always.
Look, mind you, I love children. I love babies.
Sure.
Oh my God, yeah. Everybody knows me, Frankie, Uncle Frankie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's true. And for example, Salvation, the lyrics are also really
Oh, Salvation. Yeah, that is so ready, man. Toxic mutations, destruction of nations by designer plagues. We need salvation.
Oh, I love it. This combination of the right melodies and the message. It's very powerful.
Yeah.
And I think we need more of that in today's world.
We need more of it, and it's happening right now.
Yeah.
That's the wonderful part. That's unfolding as we speak.
Yeah. And I think also your confidence and your belief, that's also something powerful, and it's...
Well, yes, I mean, to me that must have something to do with the timing of my career.
Yeah.
Because, I think artists emerge at a certain time for various reasons,
Yeah.
But at a certain point, all the elements come together, and what I'm saying will need to be heard then and there. That will find its gelling place somewhere.
Yeah,
I don't know exactly how it works, but I'm ready for it.
Yeah, I believe that also every one of us has a certain time, the timing can be very different from individual to individual.
Yes, this is true. Every artist is different. Definitely.
For some people it's very fast, for some people it's slow.
This is true.
I think everybody has their own journey, their own path.
Yeah, I mean, I don't begrudge anybody that's made it fast and had things when they're very young. I'm lucky, that I don't really particularly look my age, and I don't feel that, I don't think that. That's not my mentality. I'm just living my life. I'm just being who I can be. Luckily, I have my health. And so I'm just ready to do it.
Wow, it's amazing. Yeah, I mean, these days together were incredible. A lot of things happened, and I really felt that you got your message out there, you made things happen. We had this amazing gig and the other gigs before also.
Yeah, because it seems that people were really feeling it.
Yeah.
Last night, and they were ready for me, so.
Even the original songs.
Yeah, I was ready for them.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
great
the
night
magic.
it was.
When you see that people in the audience, they don't know the song because it's the original, but then they respond to it and they dance and they sing.
That's what we want.
That's powerful.
Yeah, that's very powerful, and I have to say it again, I'm so grateful and happy about it because, I've worked for this and I'm ready to execute.
Yeah. And do you have a message for other musicians out there in London and maybe also the US, if they want to maybe work with you or propose something, are you open to that?
Totally, because you never know, how it's going to work, I'm totally open.
So
if anybody wants to work with me, contact me.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
also check out Frankie's social media, his Facebook page. No?
Yeah,
Facebook page.
basically, yeah, and TikTok as well.
TikTok and YouTube also. There's some
Yeah,
stuff
yeah,
on
YouTube,
there.
yeah.
And don't be shy if you're a producer or musician in London. Use your chance and maybe send a message to Frankie. Maybe you guys can work something out or do a project together. You never know.
That would be great. That would be great. I'm ready, y'all. Get in touch.
Don't be shy.
Because like I do loads of lyrics and melody lines. So bring me a progression, and I'll give you the song.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
So that's great. Anything else you want to share, Frankie?
I think we've said it really, haven't we?
I mean, there's so many things you could talk about.
I know.
Obviously.
Help me close it off. Help me close it off.
I mean, like, I think, or maybe can you do like a little song, like one of like your favorites?
A little song. Which one would that
For
be?
example, Wise Man.
Oh, wise man spoke to me, soft as an innocent child. Wise man gave to me in a gentle, knowing style. Said he felt I would care enough to be aware that it's something more than just the wind blowing through the air. Whoa, talking about a wise man. He taught me a lot. That's enough, yeah?
Thank you so much, Frankie.
Talking about a wise man. He taught me a lot.
Okay, thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
Lots of love to everyone.
Thank you very much. Thank
Please,
you.
okay, support Frankie on this journey.
Get in
right?
touch. Get in touch.
Get in touch. This needs to be a movement. Please.
I need help.
Share his videos, his music. We need to make it more popular. Right?
Great.
It's good for everyone.
Yeah.
Thank you for doing that. Frankie, thank you so much for
My
your time.
pleasure. Thank you.
Lots of love.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.